Hey everybody, Cody with Princess Craft RV, and today we just wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about generators and what benefit features they have for you as an RV person. Particularly, we're going to talk about the Firman line today, and even more down to it, we're going to talk about this model right here, which is the WH03042 model, which is a 3,300 watt generator, and it's also dual fuel. So pretty cool unit here, so let's kind of jump off into what it can do for you as an RV person. Typically, we recommend this size generator with most of your 30 amp trailers that are out there. Because we live in Texas, most people want to run their air conditioners, and roof airs are going to be your biggest consumer of energy during the summer. You can purchase a smaller generator, and you may or may not be able to run your air conditioner if you go that route. So it is a risk that you take by buying a small generator. Like a 2,000 watt or a 2,200 watt generator. The other thing is most of those are not going to have a dedicated TT30R plug, so you're either going to have to use a dog bone adapter, which is going to run you through a 15 amp only outlet, which will limit your capacity to do other things in the trailer, especially if you're running like your microwave or your air conditioner. That's where this larger unit will be your biggest benefit. Now, there are some products on the market that can reduce the startup power that your air conditioner needs. We here at Princess Craft just throw a warning out on that, especially if your air conditioner is still under warranty, that we don't want you as the consumer to get stuck in the middle if you do have an air conditioner failure between the manufacturer or that add-on component to reduce those startup amp draws to run on a smaller generator. So that's why we really like these. They're good, they're dual fuel, so they give you versatility. It is capable of fully running a 30 amp trailer, 30 amp power service. But let's go over how to get this thing kind of started up and running first. It is dual fuel, like I said, so you've got your selector switch over here on the top left corner if you're looking at the front of the unit. So you're gonna choose your fuel source, whether you wanna run it on gas or propane. A couple of benefits of gas is you're going to get a higher output wattage, starting wattage and running wattage, 3,300 startup on gas and 3,000 running on gas. Propane does drop that down just a little bit to 3,000 watts startup and 2,700 running watts on propane. Probably not going to see a huge performance difference there if you're running on a standard 30 amp trailer. And you're going to get about the same run time out of a full tank of gas versus a 20-pound cylinder of propane, which is going to be somewhere between the 8 to 10 hour range, which also varies upon your load. So the higher you load it up, the more you run your air conditioner and higher consuming appliances, the less runtime you're going to get out of your generator. To get it started though, once you choose your fuel source here, what we're going to do is we're going to take our red switch right here in the middle and we're going to flip it to the run position, which is right in the middle. Then we're going to come over here to this little battery switch, which is kind of like a recharge switch, if you will. You're going to hold this down for 3 seconds. Once you're done with that, go ahead and give your choke a pull it out. And then since this is electric start, we're going to push this button right here to the top position, and that will then crank over our generator and get it started. Once it's started, let it warm up for just 10-15 seconds or so, and then you should be able to push your choke in and it will keep running. Now that starting procedure is the same for propane and gas. The only difference is going to be your selector switch there as to what your fuel source is. To shut it off, all you've got to do is make sure all your loads are unplugged from it first, and then just push that down, and that's going to shut the generator down. You do have pull start backup, so the only difference would be there is you don't need to mess with this switch here. This one still needs to be in the run position, and then you would just give it a pull to get things going. Don't forget about your choke there, still got to do that process. So right here next to our choke lever is going to be where our propane regulator hooks up. So if you're going to run on propane, the unit comes with the regulator. The hose is going to connect here. It's a quick connect push-in fitting. And then it is powered, so it's going to have to plug in right here. It's all run in one piece. So you just literally connect it, hook it up to your cylinder, and you are good to go there. Just below our run, stop, start switch here, you do have your eco mode switch. What this is going to do is as your loads drop down, it's going to allow this unit to drop to a lower idle to conserve fuel and also run at a lower decibel rating, which is all that switch is going to do for you. Otherwise, it's going to run at a higher RPM all the time, even when it's not loaded up with loads. Moving over from there, this plug right here is going to be your TT30R receptacle. This is where you're going to be able to plug your 30 amp trailer directly into this generator. No adapters needed, and you're going to be able to operate your trailer. Below that, you're going to find your hour meter. It also does hertz and volts. You just cycle through with the little button right here, and you can get your power output, all that kind of stuff that's going on with the unit, make sure everything is operating as it should. Next to that, you're going to find your two 20 amp outlets. You can plug directly into these with extension cords, plug, run your small appliances, whatever that you want to run there off of them if you want to bring a space heater outside, something like that. The other thing that you can do if you need to, plug your 30 amp cord into this, and then your adapters here can plug into those outlets and allow you some versatility. Moving up from there, you're going to have these two little round ports right here. So these are going to be parallel ports. If you purchase this unit, which is 3,300 watts, it's good for a 30 amp trailer. Say down the road you decide to buy a 50 amp service trailer. You can very easily upgrade your generator system to provide enough power to a 30 amp trailer. Firman has designed their generators where you can parallel any size generator that they offer together in the same series. So we can take this and pair it with their 2100 watt generator and be able to power a 50 amp trailer. It's pretty cool, so you don't have to carry around two large units. You don't have to buy two large units. You can buy one small one, one big one, and just have some versatility there. Other brands do require them to be paralleled with the same size unit, so that's a cool benefit of the Firman line. This little black button right here above it, this is going to be your AC reset for the circuit breaker. So if for some reason you're not getting power output on your outlets, you'll want to check that, make sure you didn't trip it by overloading it. You just push it in and it should stay. Just above that, you're going to find your USB port. You can charge your cell phones right off of this. Since it is an inverter series generator, it's going to be good, clean power coming out. You don't have to worry about burning up anything that you would plug into. Again, this is going to be our kind of our battery recharge switch here to get things going. This little silver plug right here, this is going to be your battery recharge connection. So comes with the wall outlet, wall plug that you plug it in here, charges up the battery. Little black reset right here is going to be your DC reset or your 12 volt reset for like your USB port, or this little outlet right here that is just a 12 volt output. So you can use this as like a battery charger type deal. And then you do have a ground terminal down here. Most of your generator manufacturers do recommend grounding the unit in some sort. And also when you parallel together, a lot of the times they will want you to ground the units. So for transporting this unit, moving it around, it weighs, as it sits here dry, it's about 90 pounds. Once you get it oiled up and gassed up, if you do use the gas, it's going to weigh in right around 110 pounds with a full tank and full oil setup. Again, being a dual fuel, if you don't want to mess with gas, you don't want to have to haul gas cans, deal with the smell of gas or spilling it, that's where the propane is going to be a huge benefit to you. Most trailers already have propane cylinders on them. If you're not a high consumer of propane, it may be a win-win situation for you. But for transporting this thing around, it does have two handles on top. It is recommended to team carry this unit just due to the weight. Once you get it onto the ground, you do have a handle here, and you do have your wheels on the other end for rolling it around. Makes it real simple. If you forget your startup procedure, it's got a sticker right on top, walks you through the steps. It's also got a little flyer on it. It's in the owner's manual, all of that good stuff. Another cool thing about the Firman line is everything comes in the box. You're going to get the oil, you're going to get the maintenance tools. Everything comes in the box that you need to get this unit up and going, other than your fuel source. To service it, Right here on the back, you just remove this cover. And once you get in there, you will find a way to get your oil out or put your oil in, checking your air filter, all that good stuff. Now, as far as the oil goes, the first oil change is due within 25 hours or at 25 hours or 1 year, whichever comes first. And then after that, it's every 100 hours or yearly, whichever comes first. Beyond the maintenance side, refer to the owner's manual as far as when to check and replace the air filter, check and replace spark plug. That should really be about it for maintenance on this. Now, storage maintenance, whenever you get ready to put this thing up, when your camping season is done, if you've been using gas in it, make sure that you put some kind of fuel stabilizer in the gas tank. Make sure it's completely full and go ahead and fill it up with some good quality fuel treatment that will help maintain that fuel and keep it from gelling over and causing clogging issues. So a good thing to do is dose it according to the instructions on whatever fuel stabilizer you use. Let it run for a good 5 minutes or so that fuel gets all through the system, and then you should be good to go. Shouldn't have any issues after that. So just a little bit about Firman as a company. A lot of people may not know the Firman name. Firman's been around for a very long time. They used to just build for other generator companies, and they would use the Firman engines. So Firman decided to start producing their own stuff. Firman owns and builds every component on their generator. There are no third-party parts on here, which is really great for the consumer. If they do have an issue, there's no supply chain issues or anything like that, since Firman owns and does everything with the generator. Makes it very easy for servicing needs. The other thing is they do have nationwide servicing. So if you do have an issue with this unit, they do have a hotline that you can call and talk with them about it. If they can't get you kind of up and going over the phone, they can help you schedule a service appointment near you. It's not required that it goes back to a specified service facility for any type of work. All right, guys, thanks for coming along with me today. This is Cody with Princess Craft RV. If you have any more questions about generators, just reach out to us.